Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever been absolutely convinced you saw something only to realize, your brain played a trick on you?
Mm.
Our deep dive today kicks off with just such a moment, and it's here to show us how easily our minds can weave entire stories that feel like reality, even when, well, they're far from it. Years ago, I was driving, it was early, beautiful spring morning, just enjoying the quiet. And up ahead, I saw this guy walking, and my immediate thought was, wow, he only has one arm. Good for him. He's out there getting some exercise. As I got closer, I started noticing details: sneakers, t shirt, shorts, bit of graying hair, and my brain just took off, spinning this whole narrative like maybe he's about my age, maybe lost his arm in Vietnam. What a testament to resilience. I was genuinely admiring this elaborate story I'd built about this one armed veteran getting his morning workout. And you can probably guess where this is going. I drove past, looked in my rearview mirror, and there he was, with two arms, simply scratching his back, just having a nice, leisurely back scratching walk like anyone else. It was such a silly, momentary illusion, but it perfectly illustrated how quickly and confidently our brains can construct a false reality.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
And what's truly fascinating here is how that everyday experience points to a really profound truth about how our brains operate, especially when it comes to the difference between perception and perspective.
Right. Perception versus perspective.
Yeah. We're going to dive into how perception, which is often what we think and feel is true, can lead to a kind of mental chaos, maybe. While perspective, what actually is true, can lead to incredible clarity and freedom.
Okay.
Our mission today is to show you a tangible way you can shift from one to the other.
And we've got some incredible guides for this journey today. We're drawing from the deep wisdom of Mark Waller, who's a marriage and family therapist, got over 25 years of experience,
Hmm.
and Christina Black, who's a cranial, sacral, and massage therapist. Together, they guide people in mastering their own thoughts, living more consciously. You can find their work on their YouTube channel, Mastering Thought, with Mark Waller, PhD, and Christina Black. We really recommend you check it out after this deep dive.
So that one-armed man story,
Mm-hmm.
that's perception at work, right?
Exactly, that's it. It's essentially your brain thinking and feeling, and you said it starts in a very ancient part of the brain, designed for survival.
Yeah, your limbic system. Think of it as your brain's primal alarm bell.
Okay.
Inside that system, you've got your amygdala, which is like the immediate danger sensor.
Mm-hmm.
It triggers fight or flight.
Right, the instant reaction.
Mhm. And then there's your hippocampus that acts like your brain's memory librarian. It organizes past experiences, often from childhood, actually,
Oh, interesting.
to assess if a new situation feels like a threat. So your brain is constantly asking, how does this affect me? It's very personal, very survival driven. That's the engine behind a lot of what we perceive.
Got it. So it's always scanning based on the past.
Pretty much. And
Yeah.
if we connect this to the bigger picture, this kind of perception is heavily influenced by something called the default mode network, the DMN.
DMN.
Yeah. Imagine your brain has this constant storyteller running in the background. That's the DMN. It's what narrates the story of me in the world, always interpreting everything through the lens of your personal history, your fears, your desires.
So it's like the brain's idle setting.
Exactly. It's active when you're daydreaming, mind wandering, just not actively focused on a task.
Yeah.
But here's the critical part.
Mm-hmm.
This ego mind, which is rooted in survival, it tends to keep you feeling slightly unsafe or, on edge, even when you're perfectly secure right now.
Right, even when nothing bad is actually happening.
Precisely. It's a powerful internal dialogue that can sometimes feel like it's completely hijacking your reality.
Hijacking your reality. That's a powerful way to put it. So if the DMN is constantly narrating this story of me and it's all about survival, how do we stop it? How do we stop it from making us feel unsafe when there's no actual threat? I know Christina shared something really insightful about this.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's not really about stopping it entirely, because the DMN does serve a purpose.
Yep.
It's more about recognizing its pattern and its influence. Christina, who has level 1 autism, found that understanding the DMN, its components,
Mm-hmm.
that was absolutely key for her, key to managing emotional dysregulation.
Ah, okay.
She realized these patterns were constantly pulling her into reactive states,
Yeah.
making her feel overwhelmed or anxious for reasons that weren't always tied to what was happening right then.
Makes sense.
So by understanding the mechanism of the DMN, she gained the knowledge, the awareness to free herself from those reactive patterns. It's about realizing these brain patterns don't have to have power over you anymore once you see them for what they are.
That's incredibly insightful. So, okay, if our perception is so tied to survival, personal stories filtered through the past, anxieties about the future, how can we ever really see what is? Because it sounds like often our perception isn't correct. It's subjective, it's ego-driven, it misses the bigger picture.
Exactly. It's like we're constantly trying to survive something, even when there's no actual threat. Our brain is kind of predisposed to telling us a story that we're not safe, or looking for criticism, or thinking we're being put down or not accepted, even when life is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's driven by this remembered past
Yeah.
and an imagined future, which makes it very narrow and, yeah, quite often false.
So what's the alternative then if perception is so filtered?
Right. This is where perspective comes in. If perception is the brain's story, then perspective is, well, closer to the truth. It's about really knowing what's real, free from those personal filters.
Knowing what's real.
Yeah. Mark and Christina describe perspective as knowing what actually is. It's ego-free, it's intuitive knowing of reality's true nature. It gives you objective, present moment awareness beyond your thinking's biases.
Okay.
It's knowing what is real and what's not real, seeing things as they truly are without your personal narrative, distorting them.
So if perspective is about truly knowing what is real, how do we actually do that? How do we get there when our brain is so busy telling stories?
This is where the practice comes in.
Mm.
And it's simpler than you might think. The core of moment mindfulness is just observing your own mental activity.
Observing.
Yeah, try it right now maybe.
Correct.
Simply notice the next thought that pops into your head. And then the next one. What happens to that internal voice, which is itself a thought? Remember when you simply observe it. Without judgment, without getting caught up in it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find that every time you truly observe a thought, that internal voice actually quiets down. It might even stop completely for a moment.
Okay. So you're not trying to stop it.
No, not at all. It's just the natural effect of noticing your mental activity
Yeah.
rather than being carried away by it. It's a really tangible, immediate shift.
That's powerful. It's like the brain has different modes then.
Exactly, like different networks. While the DMN is busy creating the story of me,
Right.
there's another network, the Task Positive Network, or TPN.
Mm-hmm.
That one's all about pure awareness and focus.
Right. TPN. Okay, so DMN and TPN.
Mm-hmm. The main command center for the TPN is the dorsal lateral prefrontal cortex, right behind your forehead.
The executive control center.
Pretty much, yeah. It's crucial for focusing your attention, making decisions, managing emotions, in the present moment. And here's the really crucial discovery.
What's that?
When the TPN is active, it actually suppresses the DMN.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it temporarily turns off that ego-driven internal dialogue. Think about when you're completely absorbed in a great TV show or really focused on a task.
Yeah, the voice in your head goes quiet.
Exactly. That constant chatter, that story of me, it just disappears. That's the TPN at work. You literally can't observe, focus, concentrate, and simultaneously engage in that internal dialogue.
They can't run at the same time.
Nope. They're negatively correlated. One is quiet when the other's active.
Okay, so when you're truly present in that TPN mode,
Yeah,
you mentioned feeling outside of yourself. What's that like?
it's an important point. It might sound strange, but yeah, you can experience this feeling of being outside of yourself. It's not just a metaphor.
Yeah.
It's what happens when your prefrontal cortex engages in metacognition.
And a cognition, thinking about thinking.
Exactly. Imagine watching a movie, and then suddenly you kind of zoom out and realize you're actually watching yourself watch the movie.
Okay. That's self-awareness.
That's it. That observation of your own mental process. It puts you in the driver's seat. When you shift into the TPN and become the observer, you feel outside of yourself, seeing reality without the ego's filters. It's a profound sense of relief, actually. It takes less energy. You're truly ego-free.
Wow.
This state transcends those typical me concerns, the survival worries. And it yields universal truth and insight, those incredible aha moments of knowing.
Aha moments. Yeah.
Christina also mentioned that in craniosacral therapy, there's a similar concept, the system becoming imperceivable, she called it, like an electrical reboot.
A reset.
Yeah, a complete reset, a moment of pure awareness.
It's a beautiful paradox, really, that awareness of your mental activity actually means you are not your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, genuine presence emerges. So mindfulness isn't about redirecting awareness, like forcing it somewhere else.
No.
It's the experience of noticing what's left when thought is extinguished. And that pure awareness just comes through.
Well said.
This reflection, this self-observation, simply observing thought, it shifts you from just thinking to truly knowing. You discover yourself as the observer. Awareness is the key.
Absolutely. Without that shift from thinking to knowing, from perception to perspective,
Mhm.
there really is no genuine awareness. It's just the constant churn of the DMN.
Right. Stuck in the story.
Exactly. And this all matters profoundly because when we live purely from perception, we can find ourselves trapped. Trapped in what feels like a prison of the mind.
Mhm.
We believe we are that internal voice,
Yeah.
the constant stream of thoughts and worries. It can feel like your brain just abducts you, carries you away into these uncomfortable, non-conscious patterns driven by old fears.
Yeah, I can see that.
But shifting to perspective, that's liberation from the prison.
Yeah.
It allows you to see life's essence directly without being time-bound. When you're in that flow state, in true awareness, there's no sensation of time at all. There's only the present moment, really vibrant.
Right. Time disappears.
It does. It's only when we're outside of that, caught in our ego, that we experience the relentless flow of time. That gives us the illusion of progression and often that feeling of being rushed or overwhelmed.
That's a fantastic distinction. And it's not just about your inner world, is it? When you can truly step into perspective, it must change how you relate to others.
Oh, massively. It's a revelation for relationships.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to genuinely understand another person's viewpoint, even if you don't agree with it.
That sounds hard, but amazing.
It is. Think about couples therapy. A core challenge is often just getting each person to see the situation from their partner's perspective, not just their own emotionally charged perception.
Right. Moving beyond you did this to, okay, why did you see it that way?
Exactly. That shift is transformative. It
Mhm.
allows for real empathy and connection instead of just endless cycles of misunderstanding. It's huge for human connection.
Makes sense.
And, this journey from perception to perspective, it isn't just some modern psychological insight. It echoes through centuries of wisdom traditions. Think of 1 Corinthians 13.12. It speaks about seeing through a glass darkly.
I know the passage.
Well, in Paul's day, mirrors were polished metal. They weren't perfect like ours. They gave a distorted, hazy image.
Ah, okay. So glass darkly means an imperfect reflection.
Exactly. It's a beautiful analogy for our filtered perceptions. And then contrast that with seeing face to face.
Which is?
True perspective. Intensely knowing what is right in front of us. No longer through a distorted filter, but with perfect clarity and understanding. That moment of true, unclouded insight.
That's a powerful connection. And the best part, you were saying earlier, is that this isn't about struggling.
Not at all.
It's not like gritting your teeth and trying really hard. Yeah.
No, definitely not. The approach Mark and Christina teach emphasizes curiosity, wonder. It's done with your eyes open, simply noticing what's happening in your head. You're not trying to force relaxation or wrestle with a runaway mind, which often feels like, smoke coming out of your ears.
Yeah, that sounds exhausting.
It is. This is actually very easy to engage with,
Yeah.
and that's precisely why it's so effective. It takes all the steam engine effort out of it, making mindfulness really accessible for anyone.
What a deep dive. So today we've really unpacked how our own minds can create these elaborate stories through perception, often keeping us kind of stuck, maybe in a state of unease. But we've also seen how tapping into perspective through simple moment mindfulness, engaging the brain's task positive network, can offer incredible clarity, real insight, even that feeling of being genuinely outside your everyday self.
Yeah.
It truly feels like a shortcut to being well-informed, not just about the world, but about your own internal landscape, how to navigate it with more freedom.
And this is just the surface, really, of what's possible when you start to understand your thought process. Mark and Christina, they teach and practice mindfulness and awakening. They help people get more in charge of their lives. Not be carried off by those non-conscious patterns that can make life feel uncomfortable or limited.
Right.
You can find so much more, including lots of other videos that delve deeper into these concepts, maybe from different angles, on their YouTube channel, Mastering Thought with Mark Waller, PhD, and Christina Black. They do a great job exploring different interests and connecting these ideas in ways that are really liberating, showing you how to live more consciously.
That sounds fantastic. And for those of you eager to take the next step, they also run an incredible online community, right? Called Thought Masters.
That's right.
This is where you can connect with others on this journey, get access to even greater resources, maybe more personalized guidance, and really help one another through that process of transformation.
They love hearing from people, too.
Yeah, they absolutely welcome comments on their YouTube videos, even older ones. They love carrying the conversation forward. Sometimes your questions and insights actually spark future deep dives.
Sure.
And remember, watching their videos really helps them out with their watch hours on YouTube, so definitely explore those end cards for more great content.
Please do.
So, as you go about your day today, perhaps take a moment to consider what one armed man story is your ego mind telling you right now? And what might you discover if you simply chose to observe it, just watch it, rather than automatically believe it?